Hawaii. Ekaleo. I'm just, um, I'm finding it interesting what my body clock is doing right now. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get in the sanctuary. I wanted to spend some time with you guys before I, shift into the next thing. So let's just breathe and we're gonna just check in. And I just have a few little downloads and then we'll go. All right, welcome. Let's just breathe. Yeah, white couple. Big white couple. Buffalo. Hey, I got why let that okay. So we're giving thanks for the mother, we're giving thanks for the father, we're giving thanks for the infinity, we're giving thanks for the divinity, the divine, the love, the energy, the life force, the joy, the power, the goodness, the sweetness. We're giving thanks for all the good things. Yeah. Welcome, welcome. It's good to have you guys here. So I'm gonna just download. I think my more recent visits have been more just downloads, right? I went from like having some more concrete lessons that I wanted to deliver to now I'm just like, I just gotta get certain things out. And so it's for the specific people. If it's for you, you know it's for you. But it's definitely for the light workers. It's definitely for the healers. It's definitely for the powerful hearts, the powerful spirits, those who are creating the reality just with your intention and you see it happening all the time. And are you getting your props for it? Are you being rewarded by the universe materially for the magic that you're giving to it? Let's talk about it. Yes, it's the, the healing, the transmutation of the wound, right? You're transmuting the wound into flowers. You're transmuting the wound into money. You're transmuting the wound into affection, intimacy, community, love, right? That is why you are the healer, because you have the wound and you are healing it. And so the steps that you've been taking to heal your wound are the lessons that you have to teach, you have to give to others, right? So I'm going to be doing a bit of sharing that with y'all. For me, hair is a big piece of it. Mother, the mother relationship, the father relationship, right? The Nigerian identity stuff. All of that is what is part of my rebuilding my black self, right? Going from a place of harm, a place of struggle to a place of power, right? And it is an ongoing process, but we are thankful for the progress, right? Practice makes progress, right? So the celebration is life, breath, like family, community, provision, Let's give thanks for the things that we are grateful for, those that we want more of. And let's breathe, and let's be in community, and let's feel the solidarity, let's feel the energy. A lot of us talk about what needs to happen, but we don't actually practice in community online, especially not for free. There's a lot of communities that offer these things that are, at high cost, and rightly so. Um, yeah. So welcome to the good energy. I welcome the good energy into the space. We radiate the light. We breathe. So please just place your hand on your heart. Just heal. Shake it off. Ooh, Switzerland in the chat. Welcome, welcome, family. It's good to see you guys. Yeah, so who was the shaman? So I want to read, I don't know if it's on this device, but I want to see if I can read to you. You're lucky I have it on this device. I want to read to you how I have defined the shaman on my thread page. This was a download in the same sort of like 24 to 48 hour period when I got the download of like, you are a shaman. This is your job. This is your vocation. Just do it. All right. Um, so it says a shaman is a vessel for divine truth, a conduit through which the light of the ethereal translates into the material, but for a specific purpose. The shaman's role is to heal. It is to carry you into your next level of liberation. The shaman is not here for show. The term has long been associated with a specific type of priest, ritual specialist, or spiritual guide. The person who enters altered states in order to commune with the spirit realm. They then translate the knowledge received into information that the devotee can use in order to apply to their specific and immediate need. All right, this is Soul Medicine Sanctuary on Threads, okay? Though the term originates with indigenous Asian traditions, it has over time been expanded to include people from spiritual traditions across the globe, including Africa and the Americas. Nowadays, to others who embody the role, whether initiated through a specific lineage or through their own direct encounter with the divine. Not everybody likes this expansion, as scholars at Harvard's Evolution of Spirituality program and elsewhere have noted. The truth is that in these times, it is the most accurate term for a certain type of healer. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the love. The healer who is effective, who won't argue with you or try to convince you of anything. The healer whose focus is to guide you to your own awareness of the truth. The healer whose focus is to guide you to your own awareness of the truth. Not to win the argument or the spiritual Olympics. They know that their station is only validated by your actual healing, by your evolution closer to the version of you that is deeply, truly free. In this age of Aquarius, the New World shaman is going to look a bit different. They may be in hoodies and Timbs, or in the white maxi, or living off the grid. They may be a little weird, may not fit in with anybody. They may associate with some, all, or none of the known spiritual traditions. Ultimately, they'll consistently demonstrate solid answers to the most important questions. Do they bring you nearer to the truth? Do you feel more aligned with your liberated self when you sit with them, commune with them? Does their presence give you solace? The liberated version of you is seeking you, just as you are seeking that. The shaman brings the two of you together in a way that feels fluid, joyful, and free. The shaman is the new standard. On there it says portal, but I kept wanting to switch the standard. So the shaman is the healer, right? We have pastors, we got priests, we got imams, we got priestesses, we got all the different titles. The shaman is distinct in that they are a healer. It doesn't really matter what sort of, spiritual literature they, ascribe to as much. Most of them will have exposure to multiple traditions. Most of them will have experienced multiple traditions. A lot of us will have been deeply embedded in specific spiritual traditions, and we may have, had like strong visceral reaction to some of the negatives in the spiritual sort of business, the spiritual industry, so to speak. And I want to just clean that up because that is a misnomer, because you can't really, be industrial about the spiritual truly. You just have to be embodied, right? But we have a lot of titles and we have a lot of institutions. We have a lot of different ways that people are accessing what they conceptualize of as the divine, the creator, the infinite one. The G word that sometimes is, whatever for us. But the divine, the creator, our Lord and Savior, Mother, Earth, Pachamama, the whole infinity, the creator of all. Ooh, look at y'all with the, oh, thank y'all. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate your kind words. Oh, okay. So, yeah, we are intuiting the truth. And we're finding that truth from many different experiences, right? We're curious. And we're always looking for a deeper knowledge of the truth, a deeper experience of the truth, right? And so we evolve, we change, we come back, right? Christ has been the most consistent thing in my devoted practice in pretty much the entirety of my life. But I have always known God to be distinct, right? I've always engaged God, the divine, in a very distinct way from how I have engaged Christ, right? And that's just off of, feeling, embodiment, intuition, and prayer, right? And so I myself, coming into the idea of the shaman, it's very new in terms of taking it as a serious vocation. Before, I had the similar idea of what a shaman is to most people in terms of just, creating like that portal and that opportunity for the healing to come through the divine to this person, right? And so we have that image, like I talked about in the post, in the thread, about like that image of the shaman kind of dancing and smoking and, like the chanting and all of that. And that's beautiful. That's one way that somebody might activate their divine, intimacy and truth and access, right? And then others might dance, others might sing, others might walk barefoot on the earth, whatever it takes for you to feel the power and light and goodness of the divine, like pulsing through you, right? These are the things that help you to know the presence of God, like know the knowledge, like the physical. Imolara is the Yoruba word. It's like, you know it in your body, you feel it. Yeah. And so you have to love yourself enough to care enough about what makes you feel good, right? We talked a little bit about identity on some of these recent lives. And I keep wanting to bring you back to your soul identity, your divine identity. Before you were flesh, you were a divine idea, a divine intention from the Creator, right? Why? Where did that intention come from? Who called for that, right? What was the expectation? What was um, the imagery, the opportunity, the blessing? What were you sent to create and offer and benefit in the world, right? These are parts of your identity. And when you look around yourself at who surrounds you, look at your environment, look at your language, look at your people, your family, your opportunities, you are then able to assess who you can best serve, right? Who needs you? Who is suffering from something for which you have the most potent medicine for? Is it your music that's going to help heal somebody's, lymphatic system? Is it your rest, your breath work, your meditation that's going to help somebody tap into true and deep rest and release and surrender? Is it your presence, your energy, your life your life force, your livelihood? Is that what's going to, make a generation of children freer and smarter because of the knowledge that they've gained, right? What is your contribution? And for a lot of us, especially when you are overcoming oppression, when you're taking the shackles off of yourself, a lot of us will struggle with accepting that identity, the identity of what we were created to do. And then even as we're on the journey to acceptance, we're struggling through other things, right? We're kind of forcing ourselves to participate, in a different identity, right? and a sort of created identity for our safety, so to speak, in this world, right? You have to appear in such a way that people can understand and interact with you. But if you were to just really speak your mind all the time, you would probably get like, probably get some interesting responses. So if you want to be able to create a world, have an experience where you can truly speak your mind, because you do see through the veil, you see clearly, you understand what it is and who we are and what's meant to be done. And you need to have really clear and honest conversations about that so that you can actually build, structurally towards the type of world, life, design that we are all hoping for, dreaming for, right? So I just want to call forth the healers, the mystics, the shamans in training, the medicine women, the medicine men, the fighters, the prayer warriors, the healers again, the song, the music, the musical, the musician, songstress, healers, just everybody with that divine energy for healing the world. I just welcome you into this space. And I just want to like touch and agree with you and like pray with you, and just let you know that you're seen, that you are recognized, that you are appreciated, and that we need you, And I know that it can be really lonely out there for a lot of folks who are in that position of empath, healer. Hey, YouTube algorithm, clean up my audience, because I don't know who these people are. You need to bring me the people who are looking for me. You know exactly who needs to be here. So bring me my people, audience. Thank you. All right. High vibrational energy only. We're not playing with any of that other stuff. We're respectful here. We're kind. We're good. We're sweet. We're loving. We're graceful. That's it. If that's not for you, goodbye. See you later. We'll wait. Okay. If you're here for a liberated future, if you're here for healing yourself, if you're here for thriving, if you're here for fulfilling your purpose, getting to your highest self, if you're here for like thriving in your family, with your family, owning land, like this is the space that we are channeling the kind of energy that makes our desires manifest. Okay? So I titled this, I'm just going to try to make it, summary again for those who are joining us now. I titled this, Who is the Shaman, right? Transmission. So you know that a transmission is just, we're just in a meditative state and we're just listening for what the divine is asking us to share, all right? And so that's basically what this sort of space is. That's why I call it Soul Medicine Sanctuary, because it's a space, a soft landing space for those in search of total liberation from within, right? A space to just come and rest and breathe and trust and hope and expect. And just be in community. Know that you don't have to do it alone, right? I got you. We're here. So you're just breathing, you're resting, you're hoping. I'm coming back to that. Coming back to that. And just think of this as like an accountability space to help you just keep on breathing, trusting, expecting, divinely manifesting, creating. Okay? I think I need to drink some water and maybe some milk. So give me a second. Who am I advertising? Am I advertising anybody in these waters? Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. So the transmission is just the message, and the question that came up in the shower when I was trying to decide what I was going to talk about today is, who is the shaman, right? And again, I've read you the sort of working definition that I have downloaded, that I wrote on Threads. I want to make it a little bit more specific because I hear people like sort of reaching out to me and asking about this or being curious. And I just want to share that like I am learning. I am like working on the language myself. I'm turning the lights down because I feel like it's messing with my head. It's too bright. Okay, drink some water. Yeah, who is a shaman? And I'm just thinking of people that I know that have a very soft heart, a very true sort of heart space, and who really do love, wholly and purely, and want humanity to be free, right? Um, and so we call them healers, but it's an energy, right? There's an energetic sort of imprint, because people are healers in different locations, right? In different practices, in different containers. Um, and so when someone is a healer, whatever role they play, whatever they do in life, they are healing people through that vocation, right? They are supporting people. They are guiding people. They're just being kind. They're creating a soft place for people to feel, valuable and loved and seen, right? All these different things. So it's an identity that I believe most come here with, right? It's not really something that you can go and buy a certificate. I'm sure they have shamanism certificates, but what I've found in my studies is that the shaman is usually the person who came that way. They just came to be a healer. They just always were a healer, and they are initiated through the roles, different sort of stages, with particular experiences, many of which are very difficult experiences, right? So those life lessons that the shaman has to feel in their body so that they can feel you when you are going through it, those life lessons are invaluable to the shaman. They're invaluable to you as a shaman's student, devotee, client, whatever, right? Because you then get to be supported and seen by someone who is literally energetically aware of your experience to a large degree, right? And so there's going to be different shamans for different specializations, right? I will talk about mine. My spirit is talking loud, and my head is like, I'm ready to sleep. I'm going to drink some milk. But the key specialty that's coming up for me right now is herbology, nutritional healing, right? I was planning to talk to y'all about my tea. I'm going to show you my tea in a moment. The tea that really helps me with my hair growth. My hair is much healthier now than it's been in a very long time. I'm going to share some of what I'm doing, and hopefully that'll help me stay accountable to doing more of it. Because I know one thing I have to work on is my protein and iron. I feel like iron is much better, but protein, I don't really love meat. I'm not really a meat eater. I eat meat by force. And so looking for proteins that are enjoyable and natural and healthy and don't take too much time to make, right? And so I don't really love the fake meats that are out there. I have been thinking a lot about a quinoa black bean sort of burger. I think there were some of those that I used to get once upon a time in Brooklyn. But yeah, just the idea of healing whatever's going on with your body, in a very intentional way based on what you consume, and no matter who you are, if you're a melanated person, your diet should include a lot of greens, whether it's collard, spinach, kale, okra, so leafy greens and different types of greens. I'm hearing parsnips and I don't even know if they're green, but that's what came up. I'm seeing scallions. There was something else was trying to come up. But yeah, just the color of the food matters, and the more colorful it is, the more potent it is in whatever that sort of vitamin is. And so orange foods, carrots, purple foods, colorful foods, even things with white flesh, right, that are bold, right? It's the energy of the color, the energy of the food. You can see it in the color, right? And that helps you even identify what's safe to eat, what's healthy versus what is probably not ideal, right? So, yeah, when I say there's different types of shamans, I mean, some people are just sort of at an initial stage of healing through their vocation and their gifts, and they're not really identifying as a healer in that way. And then others are fully embodying it, right? And so it's just a part of the journey. And so when you are kind of being initiated and going through that journey, you're picking up these gems, you're picking up these lessons, a lot of which don't feel like gems to you at the time. They feel like torture. But then when you start to move more into the role, you recognize the opportunity to teach from that, right? And so the big thing that's coming up right now is like that teenage transition into adulthood, right? My daughter's in that space. I have a lot to say about it. I have a lot of feelings. I'm thinking a lot of stuff about it. And it's a critical time to really engage with the question of identity, purpose, right? Intention, desire, hope, dreaming. And I think about myself at the age of Lauren with the styling to meeting up any kind of Lauren vibes, but the opportunity that Miseducation gave me, that album gave me, to really look within and ask myself what I wanted and really embrace what I wanted. And at that time, it was very much like to be a poet, to be intellectual, to understand the world, to be intelligently, to be able to talk about life and the world as intelligently as Miss Lauryn Hill did in those days, and still does today, right? So that was really kind of like my entry point to identity in terms of purpose and like choosing something. I feel like before that, I was playing around with a lot of different things. I think writing has always been an illustration. These have always been things that I just did, just naturally, but I didn't really build confidence in them. And so I just kind of pushed them to the side. But whenever I decide to pick them up, I mean, so writing I'm always doing, right? But illustrations, what I'm thinking about, they kind of gets pushed. But writing I'm always doing personally. Like I'm always keeping journals and voice notes and even vlogs that I don't post live. And this is all part of writing, but then publishing, right, is a little bit different. And so this is my time of really kind of, modeling and refining the process through which I publish my intellectual property, right? Recognizing the opportunity to sort of like package what I know and what I'm being given in ways that benefit first and foremost my daughter, her peers, and anyone who is on the journey of like discovery, self-discovery, fulfillment of purpose, right? Building the life of your dreams, right? And so again, when we say that the shaman's role is to heal, healing is about helping you to live free, right? I don't know if you have a better definition of healing, but for me, that's the best one I have come up with or downloaded. Healing is, freedom, liberation, like the freedom to exist as you are. That's at this stage in world history, as a Black and brown person, a global South person, as an indigenous person of the planet, healing, should be number one, and it should really mean that you can exist without fear. You can exist without terror. You can exist without the damage and the harm to the psyche of like the evil intention of the other ones. So healing means experiencing that in your body every day, right? And allowing yourself to even choose that is a possibility. Turn the music down, right? Do we even give ourselves permission to believe that is possible for us? This is the tea I said I was going to talk about. Do we give ourselves permission to believe that we can truly have the world and the life that we want? Because a lot of us, when I hear in responses to, a lot of things that I believe in, I hear a lot of pushback and a lot of like kind of desire to stay safe or like doubt and possibility. And I understand like a lot of people have been harmed for really standing on business as far as Black liberation. But that's why security has to be the number one like priority for any movement, right? Security. And security is such a deep like rabbit hole in terms of possibilities, but when you're really serious about building institutions, building a liberated world, building communities that persist through generations, then you are very invested in security, right? And so I'm just curious, you're watching this, if this is something that you have thought about in the context of Afrofuturism, in the context of liberation and just social struggle, social justice, security. There are a lot of modes of security that we employ now as Black people. Like the struggle continues, like it's never stopped, right? But different things changed. And so the Black Panther Party era was when, guns were security, at least in terms of the visible element. But their education programs were a form of security, their food programs were a form of security. You understand? So when we think about organizing and like security and structure, there's so many layers before we get to trust, right? Like an inherent trust in each other so that we feel safe doing whatever it is for life with each other, right? Committing to people, committing to communities, committing to places, committing to intentions and responsibilities and purpose, and contributions, right? And so our ability to commit to a possibility together, commit to a dream together, that is what helps to get us to a secure, liberated future, right? And so us being able to build trust is essential in that. And stories are part of trust, sharing our stories. I'm doing my best to like share a little bit here, and I'm consuming other people sharing their stories. I really love stories, especially like personal narratives. I really want to know like who are you and like what is your motivation and what's your North Star. And I want to help you tell that story to yourself in a beautiful way through glorious art or music or sound or movement, whatever. Visualization, tell yourself that story and then like build that story in reality. That is like my superpower, right? I do it for people all the time effortlessly without even thinking. And so now I'm basically coaching with that sort of methodology, right? And so the Portalx method, liberation from within, like quantum Afro-Nowism, there's all these different specific tools that we can unlock, some of which we've been practicing here on the lives. There's all these really powerful tools that we can unlock to help you to just jump, jump your timeline bit by bit, right? So that's something that you're interested in, comment, love below, say something, kind and loving, and let me know. And I'll send you some more info, but you can see some links in the description of this video to contact me, get, any help with like, if you want to get a Calendly and book some time with me. If you want like a spiritual coaching session, if you want to be heard, if you want you just need to offload some things to someone who can contain them, you can reach out about possibly setting up a time, and we'll ask you some questions to see if it's a fit for us to like talk, and then we take it from there. Yeah. So this conversation about shamanism is really a conversation about like completely restructuring our intelligence scales and sort of how we place value on knowledge and information and intelligence. And so a big piece of what I'm sharing is about somatic knowledge, somatic intelligence, felt and embodied experiencing, right? For Black people and brown people, original people of the earth, the melanated people. It is a critical, fundamental piece of our liberation journey. It is a critical, fundamental piece of sacred futurity, Black sacred futurity. It is the embodiment of freedom, experiencing freedom in our bodies every moment, every chance we get. And that starts with our imagination, what we're thinking about, what we're expecting, what we're predicting, what we're looking forward to, what we're worrying about. All of that, those thoughts are shaping our reality. It's shaping the vibration around us, it's shaping the future. And so we have the responsibility of coming back to that original self that doesn't have the fears and anxieties, it just really dreams of the best. We activate that energy, that frequency. It was cutting out. Yeah, and that just becomes who we are and what we are, right? I hope you're following. I hope you're following. We just tap into the vibration by feeling the rest. So I'm gonna do a little bit of breath work with us. I think I've answered the question of what is a shaman, and I do want to answer questions here. So if you have questions you want to drop in the chat, please feel free. Again, always be kind and hopeful and positive. I'm sure they don't have a comment approval thing yet, but it's all good. So let's breathe a little bit. Place your hand on your heart if it feels good for you. Just rest. Let go of every part of you that you can let go of. Breathe. Feel your energy from your feet all the way through your legs, your thighs, your hips, your center, your sacral, your stomach, your heart, your throat, your shoulders, your pineal gland, your crown, just feel freedom. Forgive me. Breathe and feel freedom every chance you get. What does freedom feel like to you? Where are you? What's happening? What is your body experiencing when you are free? When you have everything you've ever wanted, where are you? What does it smell like? What does it look like? Who's there with you? Spirit, what else we got? We're gonna sing? Okay, we're gonna sing a little bit. I'm gonna share some of this music that I'm obsessed with that is giving me life and healing right now, like so much. I've been kind of singing this, and I don't know what the artist will do. So, Auntie Shola, if you could just let me sing with you, I would appreciate it. But this is Shola Allison, Koson Tole, Koson Tole Following Latishe. Baba wa timbelo Sole Following Latishe Koson Tole Following Latishe Sokun Japesi Tolopire Rapso Koso Tole Follow Latishe Koso Tole Follow Latishe Koso Tole Follow Latishe all I know so cool. Jabesi doloriwe. Imayo yato. Koso tole. Follow Latishe. There's nothing too hard. Pushe yanure. Sabanwa. Ireti la nilo pushe yanu re baba yanu ife la nilo. Oh, she's saying there's nothing too hard for God to do. She's saying belief is what it takes to see your miracles. Belief that it takes to see your work. Hope and positive expectation is what it takes to see your magic, your superpower, God. Love, Ife, is what it takes to give us the freedom. I want to read this message. Interesting. Okay, I have to take a closer look at that later. This is just such a powerful song. I'm just so thankful to God that this song crossed my path. It's like 4 years later. But it is the very medicine that I needed and that I'm taking every day. And it's giving me fuel to keep dreaming and believing and and to have the strength and the energy to come and fight for the new world and fight for the divine revelation, the divine liberation that we've all been praying for generations. So I come here and I share that dream, and hopefully one or two of y'all see the dream, connect with the dream, and we touch and agree in prayer and we manifest the dream. Asha. So let's say a quick prayer and go to bed. May we experience our Jabez moment, our divine Father, Mother, Creator of all universe, infinite one, our continuum that we are in and of and from. Thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for holding us together with love. Thank you for being love. Thank you for being a representation of love. Thank you for helping us to feel and know affection and divinity from you. We are grateful. We appreciate you. Adupe babawa, adupe folorun, adupe yawa, adupe. Excuse me. Limuja no, mpeli. Adupe fun limuja. Adupe. We thank you, and we just praise you, and we honor you, and we glorify you, and we thank you for the goodness. We thank you for the safety that we are enjoying. We thank you for the peace. We thank you for the strength. We thank you for the hope. We thank you for the possibility. We thank you for the strength. We thank you for the warmth. We thank you for the joy. We thank you for the health, for the well-being, for the intimacy, for the closeness, for the community, for the vision, for the path, for the movement. We thank you for intimacy. We thank you for joy. We thank you for connection. We thank you for health. We thank you for body. We thank you that we can walk. We thank you that we can talk. We thank you that we can sing. We thank you that we can pray. We thank you that we can eat. We thank you that we have food to eat. We thank you that we have parents. We thank you that we have friends. We thank you that we have the ground beneath our feet. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Yahweh, Bubu, Bubu, Alon, Bubu, Idumai, we thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Divine One. Thank you. We praise you. We glorify you. We honor you. And we just ask for your presence more in our lives. That we feel your presence more in our lives. More love, more rest, more joy, more peace, more celebration, more praise, more medicine, more friendship, more community, more abundance, more strength, more joy, more thriving, more infinity, more purpose fulfillment, more strength, more power, more influence, more joy, more health. Aya, Ibawa, Alawa, Atuka. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just pray for everybody that's here, that's listening, that's watching, that's contributing, that's supporting this work, that's donating, that's buying, that's sharing, that's reading, everything that everybody that's contributing. I just thank you and I praise you for their presence. I thank you for each life and each breath that comes to be part of this community. And we just thank you for your blessings as you are manifesting in them. I just touch and agree with everything that they are praying for your divine highest will, for their lives to be made manifest in Yeshua's mighty name. And I just pray for testimonies. We just pray that we see more testimonies in Yeshua's mighty name of your divine love and infinity and goodness and sweetness and greatness. And just proof that you love us and you are here with us and you are continually creating divine light and divine fruit from that light in our lives around us all the time. Yeshua's mighty name. Asha. Okay. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. We'll talk.